Hey everybody, this is AYG's Alpha Team, here with another video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia Global version. Today we're going to be talking about Quistis from Final Fantasy VIII. Quistis is a great utility. She's from Final Fantasy VIII. We're not going to go too much into her character background. We're just going to be talking about her abilities and her loadout, and how I feel she's going to be the most effective. So first thing, we're going to assume that you have your crystal level 60 and your level 60 maxed. And we're going to assume that you have all of her weapons and passes unlocked, including her EX. And let's go over her abilities real quick. Her first is Laser Whip. Laser Whip is a melee attack. 2 turns, turn right down. So with all the additives and everything, we're not going to really go into that. Again, we're just here to talk about her abilities and how to make them most effective. Laser Whip gives you turn right down. The Generator Whip gives you speed down. Her Homing Whip EX move gives you speed down as well. So her whole utility is to make you slower and take all your turns away. In a nutshell, that's what she does. And all of her moves have a max brave excess. So like she can exceed her max wave on Laser Whip by 120, Degenerate Whip by 200%, and Homing Whip by 150%. She's going to be doing so much damage, it's not even funny. So let's go over her. Actually, let's go back into the Laser Whip. So Laser Whip ends up being a 3-hit after you get all of her passives. It's 3-hit into an HP attack with a turn right down. The Generator Whip ends up being a 2-hit into an HP attack, and it's a turn. It gives you 3 turn delays once it's maxed out and once you have all of her unlocks. And also it gives you a speed down. And her Homing Whip is a 7-hit melee attack, which increases her brave when a target already has turn rate down or speed down, which you will have if you've done 1 Degenerator Whip on him or 1 Laser Whip. And again, solo max bravery can exceed by 150. It gives them a speed down. It gives her Instructor's Whip, which triggers an additional HP attack for brave. It's at least 100% of the max at the last hit. It ends up being ridiculously strong. She's ridiculously strong. So again, with that Homing Whip is like if you use it and you don't get to 100% of your max brave, she will not execute an HP attack. So you can kind of use that in a utility sense where like if you know you need brave, you can throw it out there as long as you know you're not going to get to 100% of your max brave. And vice versa, if you want to make sure you're going to get it, you need to make sure you're going to be able to get there with all the attack that you're doing in order to execute that HP attack. So it's kind of a weird tool that you can use for your advantage. But again, her whole shtick is to delay the enemy as much as possible in every aspect by giving them less turns, by slowing them down, and by just taking their turns away. And if you have a Quistis, it's great. If you don't have a Quistis, find someone in your support list that does, because she's just helpful in every way. So let's go over her abilities. So because she has exceed max brave on all of her moves, and especially on her Generator Whip, her 200%. If you've got a high max brave and you're starting from 0 brave, you're not going to get to her max brave potential. You're not going to be able to exceed your max brave by 200%. So one thing that's very important with her, which is not the same for every character I talk about, is she needs that attack 108. She needs to have strong attacks. But with that same respect, her Degenerator Whip, when she executes it, it gives her party amount of brave based on her own max brave. So the higher max brave, the more she gives the party. So it's a great utility tool to have. So having a high max brave wouldn't hurt you. Having a really strong attack wouldn't hurt you. Having both is really kind of finding that medium ground is where you want to be. So I didn't really try for her artifacts when I got her, which is why I have a bunch of sloppy ones that you see. But what I found is having a little bit of max brave and having a ton of attack is the most I can get, the most utility I can get out of her. So I'd recommend getting as much attack as you can. That Mighty Degenerator Whip is actually 2-star, is actually really good too. If you can get a couple of those with attack 108s and then maybe a couple of max brave 330s, that would be great. Again, I'm just working on my overall attack with her. So that's why I'm going to go with these, and then maybe I get a little bit on that Degenerator Whip so I can get the rest of that max brave. But the 3 things you really need is attack 108s, you need Degenerate Whip 2 stars, you need Max Brave 330. The thing that can take a back seat on that list is maybe the Degenerate Whip 2 star, because, I mean, it's a really good thing to have because she can get to 200% of her Max Brave, but it's not as important as having that overall attack for all of her moves. Now again, I don't say this for everybody because I'm not really an advocate of 108 attacks, but because she, like, her whole shtick is utility, like her whole reason for being is utility, and all of her other stuff is just secondary, you kind of want to make sure you're getting the most utility out of her. But again, she's a brilliant Brave battery, she's a brilliant HP attacker, she's just a good all-around character. So the stronger she is, the harder she hits, the better she's going to be for your team. Having a decent Max Brave is very helpful, but it's not priority. You want to prioritize that attack. That's going to do it, guys. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more from regaming.com. Also, shoot us a comment if you have any questions you want to leave, send any feedback. It's always appreciated. Until then, go ahead. Game on.
Game on! Yeah, game on!